Few objects in human history carry as much mystery, power, and legend as the Ark of the Covenant. According to ancient texts, it was not just a sacred artifact, it was believed to hold the very presence of God. Armies feared it, priests guarded it, and entire civilizations built temples to house it. Yet today, the Ark of the Covenant is gone. No confirmed relic, no verified location, no clear explanation. For more than 2,000 years, historians, archaeologists, and religious scholars have searched for it. Some believe it was destroyed. Others claim it is hidden, protected in secret by religious guardians. A few insist it still exists somewhere in the world waiting to be revealed. To understand where the Ark might be today, it helps to start at the beginning. According to the Hebrew Bible, the Ark of the Covenant was built during the time of Moses, around the 13th century BCE. After the Israelites escaped slavery in Egypt, Moses received instructions from God on Mount Sinai to build a sacred chest that would carry the stone tablets of the Ten Commandments. The ark was constructed from acacia wood and overlaid with pure gold, inside and out. Its lid, known as the mercy seat, was made of solid gold and featured 2 cherubim with wings stretched toward each other. Rings were attached to the side so poles could be inserted, allowing priests to carry it without touching it directly. The ark was not treated like a symbolic object. It was considered the most sacred possession of the Israelites. Only select priests were allowed to approach it, and strict rituals surrounded its presence. Ancient texts describe extraordinary events associated with the ark. When the Israelites crossed the Jordan River, the waters were said to stop flowing as priests carrying the ark stepped into the riverbed. When the walls of Jericho fell, the ark was carried around the city during the famous 7-day march. Whether these accounts are interpreted as literal history or religious tradition, they reveal how central the ark was to Israelite identity. Eventually, the ark found a permanent home in Jerusalem. Around the 10th century BCE, King Solomon constructed the first temple, one of the most important religious structures in ancient Israel. Deep inside the temple complex was the Holy of Holies, an inner chamber where the ark was placed. Only the high priest could enter this chamber, and only once a year during the Day of Atonement. The ark remained there for centuries as the spiritual center of the kingdom. Then history took a violent turn. In 586 BCE, the Babylonian Empire invaded Jerusalem under King Nebuchadnezzar II. The city was destroyed, the temple burned, and thousands of people were taken into exile. When historians examine records of this destruction, something immediately stands out. The Ark of the Covenant is never mentioned among the treasures taken by the Babylonians. This silence is one of the greatest mysteries in ancient history. The Babylonians carefully documented the items they seized from the temple: gold vessels, ceremonial objects, and other valuables, but the ark is absent from those records. That leaves several possibilities. One theory suggests the ark was destroyed during the chaos of the Babylonian invasion. The temple burned for days, and if the ark remained inside, it may have been lost in the fire. Another possibility is that priests hid the ark before the Babylonians arrived. Knowing the temple would fall, they may have secretly removed it and concealed it in a secure location. Some ancient writings support this idea. A Jewish text known as the Second Book of Maccabees describes a tradition in which the prophet Jeremiah hid the ark in a cave on Mount Nebo. According to the story, he sealed the entrance and declared the location would remain unknown until God chose to reveal it again. Another long-standing claim comes from Ethiopia. In the city of Axum, a church known as the Church of Our Lady Mary of Zion is believed by Ethiopian Orthodox Christians to house the Ark of the Covenant itself. According to Ethiopian tradition, the ark was brought to the country thousands of years ago by Menelik I, the legendary son of King Solomon and the Queen of Sheba. The story claims Menelik traveled to Jerusalem as a young man. When he returned to Ethiopia, followers secretly carried the ark with them. Inside the church compound in Axum, there is a small chapel guarded by a single monk whose entire life is dedicated to protecting what believers say is the ark. No outsider is allowed to see it, and the guardian monk never leaves the chapel grounds. To believers, this is the final resting place of one of history's most sacred relics. Skeptics remain unconvinced. Without examination, there is no way to confirm whether the object in Axum is truly the ark described in ancient texts. Another theory places the ark beneath Jerusalem itself. Some researchers believe it may be hidden somewhere under the Temple Mount, the ancient site where Solomon's temple once stood. Over thousands of years, the area has been rebuilt, destroyed, and rebuilt again, leaving layers of underground tunnels and chambers. If priests hid the Ark quickly during the Babylonian invasion, an underground chamber beneath the temple complex would have been an ideal place. However, modern archaeology in this area is extremely restricted due to its religious and political sensitivity. Excavations beneath the Temple Mount are limited, meaning any hidden chambers remain largely unexplored. There are also more unusual theories. Some researchers claim the Ark was taken by Egyptian forces during earlier conflicts. Others suggest it was carried away by mysterious groups such as the Knights Templar during the Middle Ages. These ideas are popular in legends and modern storytelling, but historical evidence for them remains extremely limited. Regardless of its true fate, the Ark of the Covenant has had an enormous cultural impact. It appears in religious traditions across Judaism, Christianity, and Ethiopian Orthodoxy. It has inspired centuries of artwork, literature, and historical debate. The Ark represents something deeper than a lost artifact. It symbolizes a direct connection between humanity and the divine. For believers, the Ark was never simply a container for sacred objects. It represented a covenant, a binding agreement between God and a people who believed they were chosen for a unique purpose. That symbolism is one reason the mystery of the Ark continues to capture the imagination of historians and explorers. If it still exists somewhere in the world, its discovery would be one of the most significant archaeological finds in history. It could reshape our understanding of ancient Israel, confirm long-standing traditions, and answer questions that have remained unresolved for more than 2,000 years. Until then, the Ark of the Covenant remains one of the greatest mysteries ever recorded. Lost in history, hidden by faith, or waiting to be rediscovered. No one can say for certain, but the search continues.